Okay, we'll be going into the papers now. Let's see all the headlines so that you can guess what they're saying.
Oh, yes, you can guess.
All right, but however, we'll get into the papers today. Will be taking not just by our regular, but we'll be having other guests join us. Now we have joining us Mojid Jamiu in the studio, he's executive editor, Upshot Media. Good to see you, really.
Good morning.
And you're welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Very
And
good.
what did you call it again?
Oh, my appearance?
Yes, you are.
Okay, it's an amalgam of Igbo and Yoruba, so which makes it Ohani Ferry.
Ohani Ferry.
Ohani Ferry man.
Ohani on top.
And
Ohani Ferry. Oh, that's wonderful. And then it will remain part of the Ariwa. You will join into it.
Exactly.
And then it will become
game or something.
Ohani Ferry.
All right, Charles Ideho is a journalist and a social affairs commentator.
Yes,
Thanks, gentlemen, for joining us on the show this morning.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, let's begin with the Daily Trust this morning. Labour suspends strike. Minimum Wage Committee submits report to Buhari today, especially at 4:15 p.m., as it is said. Jamiu, I guess, Mojid, sorry. I wonder if, what was going through your mind? Did you stockpile fuel and all of that?
As a matter of fact, I put fuel in my vehicle.
There you go.
I told my wife, ladies, they like doing it in bits. But I said, lady, go and get a full
Get
tank.
everything now. Fill your tank.
Fill your tank. I even called friends. As a matter of fact, in Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, and some parts of Lagos, queues were building up.
Still back already.
But I think it's a huge relief for us that reason prevailed and Labour is able to suspend this strike. I mean, it was I got a bit apprehensive when Labour abstained from the initial meeting called on Sunday.
Yes, on Sunday.
And yesterday, I think the president made a passionate appeal to the leaders of the organized Labour. And
all right.
I think
we're still going to be exploring
Okay.
all the other
We'll be
issues
talking
around
about
this
this
later, definitely. So
yes.
we'll just breeze through.
NNPC may sign oil swap deals with Shell, ExxonMobil, officials say. A court stops Kano Assembly panel from investigating Ganduje. Charles, this issue has been on for a little while.
Why would court always make themselves available to be used as socially we call it, enabler of the absurd? What do I mean? You have an allegation against a highly placed government official, a governor for that matter, is the chief executive. And we are saying we want to build a system that is self-sustaining, a system that is self-checking. Now, why wouldn't the court allow the panel to sit through it, then come up with a report, excuse me, then we now know whether he's culpable or not. But I think for the court to now, as I said, make itself the enabler of the very absurd is quite wrong.
What is the place?
Yeah,
What is the place of the immunity of the governor in this?
No,
Well,
but
the law allows for him to
be
investigated,
but
yes,
not
prosecuted.
but not
to be prosecuted.
Okay.
So
Absolutely.
the people, I mean, the panel has investigative power, not prosecutive
Prosecutorial.
power. So or prosecutorial. But what I'm saying is that we should have allowed this investigation to have taken place because we are building a society. We are building a system, as I said, that will be self-sustaining. So rather than now curtail the powers of this investigative panel, I think it's very absurd, honest for me.
Okay. Buhari yet to receive electoral act for assent. Electoral umpire should face public scrutiny, INEC chair says. And UK army to recruit from Nigeria and other countries. Other countries in the sense of Commonwealth.
Am I too old to join them?
Yeah, sorry to break the bad news to you.
Am I too old?
Okay.
The record is that the UK is short of about 8,200 security and fire service personnel. So,
and there's already so many Nigerians.
Oh yeah, they are doing well. And
doing
those
well.
jobs.
already
I think
in
it
the
has to
UK.
do. This is the downside of the issue of population. You know, when you begin to restrict people to one child per family, that's exactly what's happening over there.
Yeah.
Now, the workforce has been badly
decimated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they are coming to Africa.
There you go.
With our
So can we take advantage of it? Is
Right,
another
yeah,
matter?
You can trust Nigerians on that.
All right, to the punch now. Labour suspends strike. Piece of good news there. Tripartite panel submits report to Buhari today. New minimum wage to be unveiled on Tuesday. And partial compliance in universities as ASU begins strike. Well, while the Labour has called off its own strike, you have ASU on the other hand.
Yeah, ASU is saying that the government is yet to live up to its billing on the agreements they had to release, I think, about 20 billion to them.
Yeah.
I think there has been a partial release of the funds, and you know, in Nigeria, you need to drive home your point by strike actions before government will listen to you. But then some schools have been permanently under lock and key, like Ladoke Akintola.
Yes.
While you know, a school like my alma mater, University of Ilorin, will not join any strike because things are running smoothly there. And I think University of Lagos to some extent, but the oldies like a UI, Uniben, and I think they want to key into this strike.
Yeah, a top lecturer actually asked a question on Twitter yesterday. It's of the AAU. You know that ASU, that ASU should actually ask 7 pertinent questions as to why they're going on strike. It lists quite a number of things, including the need to be more creative and all of that.
Even
But
the partial fund that they said they released is dormant. It's lying dormant there.
Yeah.
They can't
They
access it.
They can't access it.
They can access. But the question is that they are saying they want it wholesale. It's piecemeal. But if you have something to start with, can't you just
like we say in this part of the world, have
bread and none at all.
Okay, all right.
They say at all.
Okay, so army police have killed 492 Shiites, according to Femi Falana, respected.
Well, I don't know whether people will
human
just sit
rights
down and start counting corpses. I think sometimes there's no need for us to now start heating up the system. The system is already been hit up. We have this face-off between the army and the Shiite. We know it's
that's been ongoing.
Time bomb that is waiting to happen if it's not. If we're not careful.
If it hasn't gone
so
off
making some of this inflammatory statement by my judgment.
Is this inflammatory? Is this inflammatory?
By my judgment.
Or putting it out there?
By my judgment.
Putting the facts out there. Okay.
It's unnecessary.
All right. What else do we have here? Shomale's apology to Catholic bishop. Deliberate blackmail, says Okorocha, the governor of Imo State. Well, they've really, it's been a no love lost situation.
Okorocha is taking the heat,
gentlemen.
and you see, like Yoruba people will say, you can't beat a child and deny that
expect
child
it not to cry.
Yeah.
So is he crying now?
But is the cry genuine?
Well, is he actually
crying? Is he actually crying?
Yeah, he's actually crying.
You also want to ask whether Musu is crying too.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
All right.
Banks lost 12 billion naira to robbery and fraud in 6 months. That's according to the CBN. INEC removes 300,000 names from voter register. Imagine what would have happened if all these names had gone. Are they ghosts?
Well, anything can happen.
Even it should be more than that, considering that we have about
80 million, 83 million or so.
And we have a lot of double registration. Because
when you have that rush, people rushing there. So
we are yet to perfect. We have some instances where some people register in Lagos, they also register
multiple places.
But I think the INEX database has to just be one, where the moment you see that, because
it should be very easy to
even in our little organizations where you have a unified database where you throw a name into, if it is there before, it comes out.
But it might get there because it is the use of this ad hoc staff in most cases that also is partly responsible. You come in because they're going to be paid so much for doing this. People come in, okay, just give us something. So it is when they now submit the names, I will now start comparing.
Yeah,
so
but the point is, what we're saying is, for instance, if the bank has that database
banks
system,
and then telecoms
and all the different
exactly
the banks they have the infrastructure.
Yeah, they have the infrastructure,
and the telecom companies, but INEC they are yet to actually take advantage of that biometric system. With biometrics, all these things will be
Well, maybe they don't have the funding they need.
No, they also have. You also look at the
it's
civil service mentality of INEC. It's also part of it.
Okay, maybe that's one of the...
Exactly, yes.
Okay, very quickly. Police squeeze wife of slain Credit Switch chairman. That's
Chief
Okwe
Bademosi.
Bademosi that was unfortunately killed.
Yeah,
we can't talk too much about that, can we? FG panel lacks power to prosecute seized assets. Of course, you are going to say something about that. A lot of people are already beginning to think that there might be more to it than meets the eye. The murder of...
Yes, especially when the houseboy from Togo was arrested. And there's this 10-minute video that
yes, that's it's online.
And they said, no, some guys came in, and I mean, the police is now looking at why the woman left the house in the morning. They left the security and so on.
Well, they have to dig in to find out the motives.
A lot of
they have to investigate thoroughly.
We're sure they'll come up with something. Okay, the next paper now is Vanguard. Stakeholders agree 30,000 strike on hold as Buhari begs Labour to consider government's efforts to fix economy. The President gets report of tripartite committee later today. Following up petitions, National Human Rights Commission over killing of Shiites, flays army and police. UBTH surgeon collapses, dies after performing 4 operations.
Yes,
This is really...
I heard that this morning.
Yes, it's really a sad situation.
You're saving life and then you're losing life.
Yeah.
So it's quite pathetic. I mean, it's quite ironical that maybe sometimes, most cases, people you think they are healthy, you may just look at them well dressed. They may not be healthy.
No, but
yeah, but when you carry out 4 operations, imagine what it would take. No matter how healthy you are.
The autopsy they said was he died of exhaustion.
Exhaustion.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
it tells you the kind of pressure that the kind of conditions.
What I'm talking about the health issue is that I'm not sure that is the first time we'll be doing that, right? But what I'm saying, if we keep fit most often, I'm sure you should.
No, Charles.
I wouldn't think it's the issue of keeping fit.
It's like as a pilot, there is a maximum
number of
hours
that you
can fly.
Yeah.
So in a situation where a doctor
overshot
does 4 surgeries,
I concede.
maybe some of the surgeries 2 hours, 3 hours, or even more, and
you
see these patients begging, no, is this particular doctor I want to handle my
Exactly.
So which
patient.
means shortage of manpower as well.
Exactly. So it's the working condition and all of that. And if you look at, there are some people who the sight of blood and all of that have impacts on them. Although he's a surgeon,
for a surgeon, I mean, that would
wouldn't.
not
But you don't know the kind of things they're
But as I
exposed
said, the man was
to at the
spent,
course,
maybe
exactly at the
overshot
course
their
of
time.
operation.
So I concede.
Yeah, fine.
it's
So
true.
more trouble for APC as Amosu, Okorocha, Yari weigh difficult options. This political issue is still on.
We'll be talking about it later.
We'll be talking about it. So, Fashe ruined Ekiti's heritage by abandoning Ikogosi Resort. Fayemi is saying
It was actually pathetic, seeing we actually carried it, with the governor, Fayemi, going to Ikogosi and a few other places. And
I saw.
The condition of Ikogosi, really.
But it's not only Ikogosi.
Yeah, not only Ikogosi, yeah.
Ikogosi is a metaphor
it is
but did
the
kind of
decadence of...
Did Ikogosi just die in the last 4 years?
Yes.
Jammeh.
I can say
We weren't seeing much of Ikogosi water even around.
No.
There's an Ekiti boy.
Okay.
So
Talk to us about that.
Fayose actually shut down. There's this agreement between UAC and the state government for UAC to bottle the Ikogosi water, and it was making, because it's a natural water. All over the country, people were taking this bottled water, and just like what you have in Swan from Jos. But it came and shut it down. For 4 years, nothing happened there. More than 1,000 people lost their jobs. The same with Ikogosi, and the 2 of the Ikogosi Warm Spring Resort, the 2 of them were in the same area. Fayemi took a facility, and during his first 4 years, he took a bond, spent about 2.5 billion on Ikogosi, to the extent that even Okonjo-Iweala, as finance minister, was holding seminars at Ikogosi. A lot of artists were coming there.
Yeah, shooting
but
films.
Fayose came just because it was put in place by Fayemi, shut the place down, and the place just went under.
So what happened to the issue of the government being a container? I mean, what's
Yeah,
wrong with us?
That's
He won't want to see anything good in
There's something wrong with
Fayemi.
the black man's
when
brain.
politics and governance go personal, that's what you get.
We shouldn't
Right,
be.
isn't it?
We're glad now that Fahmy is back,
Yeah, okay,
and then
and he's
he's going to
talking about that.
revive. Exactly. Federal government strike. Federal government asked you to return to negotiation table. Unilorin Kwasu back out. Well, University of Ilorin, Unilorin is one of the reasons they're going on strike.
You have to let people know that that's my school.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't
join them. We don't.
Okay.
All right, to the nation now. Panel to propose 30,000, 24,000 minimum wage. 2 million to get trader money by December.
2 million across the
2
across
million,
the country.
yeah, I guess.
Trader
By
money.
December, trader money.
The VP was in Lagos.
It was in
Lagos,
Oshodi. It was in
yeah.
Oshodi. Yeah,
Oshodi.
Oshodi. Yeah.
Was in
And to
Ketu.
Ketu, equals
So
yeah.
much
Yeah.
excitement. Those
Yeah.
market women, I mean, seeing the VP, I mean, they were given between 10,000 and 30,000. I mean, it's no collateral for them to build their.
But
some people say it's politics.
Yeah, they're saying it's
Yes, I
vote
have a
buying
problem.
by another name.
No,
The
but
timing too.
nobody. I mean, they won't even say no. Elections are still in.
No.
but this is the right time.
But in the Osun,
Yeah.
election was upon them, and then trade money came. So that's why people say it was
But
like.
no, Charles. But did they gather APC market women?
No.
No, you don't have to.
I
Those
don't
are the
say no.
protesters.
Not about-
I think it's for everybody.
Those are
Whatever
the
government
voters.
can do to mitigate or to handle the issue of indigence within the system,
Yeah.
I will buy it. But you need to play anyway. Please let's go.
Charles, it's a fight you can't win.
All right. I'm so glad you know when to give up. All right. EFCC charges Ladoja with alleged 4.7 billion naira fraud. 19 arraigned in Jos for general's murder. Oil prices bounce as Iran sanctions begin. Bafana picks killer squad against Eagles. Okay, that's it.
All right. There's going to be, is that all on the Nation newspaper?
Yeah, I
okay.
believe so. That's about it. And the government can't meet ASU's demand now. Okay, that's government speaking there. They can't meet ASU's demand.
But we're hearing about the issue of ASU. Okay,
Yeah,
ASU.
ASU.
But it's quite enormous. But what I expect government to also do, as we're talking about being creative, government also has to be creative and also be. In 2009, you had an MOU which was signed, which of course government didn't implement. It now ran to 2017 or so. Then you remember ASU they lifted that strike in September this year or so. So I think if you can't pay everything there could be partial implementation of an MOU. Maybe that could assuage the feeling of ASU. But
Yeah,
just
but
put
it
those
looks
consigning
like
But they have
ASU
started.
has already lost confidence in government sincerity to actually
over
meet
time,
those
of course.
demands.
Government has started paying, but that's what he's saying they want
They
it
want it in
the
one
whole
fell,
Yes, right.
yeah.
soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be because of the past experience
That's
where
it.
government
Yeah,
says
exactly.
we're going
They will
to
do
pay
this.
every 2 years, we're going to pay this monies like this,
And
like
then
this,
they
and then
reneged.
you don't keep
They
to your
defaulted. They defaulted
exactly.
a
You
number of
don't keep
times.
to your
Yeah.
promise.
And of course, you don't even blame ASU because when you see that, like for example, money is budgeted for INEC and INEC is going to be collecting its money, and the National Assembly has its own fund.
First line charge.
First line charge. they are
First line
taking.
charge.
And you want to ask,
Exactly.
should education suffer because of
all
politics?
this,
So
exactly.
at times you don't blame ASU.
Which should be the number one
do
thing
they get
that
their own?
should be any
Do they
government
get,
focus.
does the Senate get their own fund in bits?
No.
They get it in
En
one-
bloc.
En bloc. So
Exactly.
There you
I
go.
think I
All
agree
right,
with
at the
ASU.
bottom column there, the Nation reports, Southwest governors seek rail use to end a Papa gridlock. I mean,
I agree. They have
you might even want to say they've come late to the party.
But
This
it
is
was
what
there
should
before.
have been from.
Long ago.
It's not
Yeah.
late because But again, there's also a lot of economic. There's going to be economic war. What I'm saying is that because the owners of these trucks, they are going to also fight dirty. Because if you bring in, train from Apapa out so that to ferry out some of this, you're going to half of those trucks.
Will it take the haulage business out of business?
Almost.
How?
It might reduce it by half.
No,
It definitely, because
You know, one has heard some crazy
Yeah.
things like in the past, about 30 or so years ago, that some haulage people actually discouraged government from going into rail.
It
But
is-
I wonder
it
if
is-
that would
it
still
is
be the
true.
same
It
even
is-
till
it is
today.
true. What I would rather suggest is that this haulage, these trucks, you could get massive land outside Bega, for instance, in Lagos.
Yeah.
Then let the train ferry the thing back. Then they can take it from there to all this restaurant. Not that they will have to go there. Most of them queue up there, and as I learned, most of them even queue. They bribe to stay in a particular position. They are waiting to be.
They are waiting their turn to be called
This is
in.
what is causing. Most of them, more than half of the truck on Apapa road, they don't have business.
Imagine how much business is
They
being
don't have
lost
business.
in
Look at
Apapa.
Some of
that
the
Apapa exists.
security agencies that are supposed to maintain...
They are making a kill.
They are making a kill because when there are queues, they take monies and kickbacks from these truck drivers for them to
push them forward or
push
to
them
an
forward.
advantage position.
So they are happy when this kind of situation arises.
So that's
But
what
I
I'm
think
All right.
the rail
Let's
system will
move
be...
to the
Selfish
next,
interest.
Selfish interest.
Daily Sun is our last paper for today. New minimum wage is 30,000. Federal government bows as Labour seeks firm commitment on actualization. And government promises cheap, says ASU. Okorocha loses again. Court quashes suspension of 5 Imo lawmakers. Okay. Imo has been on the headline.
For the wrong reasons.
Well, it depends on the side of the coin you are.
For the wrong
2019, INEC removes 300,000 voters from register. And resolve Apapa Gridlock Southwest governors tell federal government Obi never demolished mosques. Ex-police chiefs are saying that. And Rivers Neighborhood Watch to begin operations. Wike is saying that. Well,
Yeah.
that's...
Where's this Mr. and Mrs.?
By
well,
Mr. and Mrs.
Usually she does that on a Friday.
Because I know that you
Well,
always stay with
Mr.
that.
and
Yeah,
Mrs.
you know,
are busy. You know.
We're too serious with minimum wage and all those things.
Mr. and Mrs. are very busy
They are busy.
today. All right, thank you so
gentlemen.
much for coming on the program.
Well, we'll still be
Mojid?
keeping you, both of
Yeah.
you. We're
No,
keeping both
we'll keep
gentlemen.
Mojid and then oh, okay,
both of them.
fine. We'll
Yeah.
keep 2 of them. Thank you very much.